What's up, everyone? This is Chad Bitton, your host of the Catfish on Ice podcast, bringing you another edition of Quick Hitters of the Week, looking back at this week in Nashville Predators hockey. It's been a really good week for the Preds. They are on a 3-game winning streak after beating the New York Islanders on Saturday, a big gutsy win, maybe the most impressive win of the season for the team. And so now I've got my 3 quick hitters of the week. My top 3 things that have happened this week, brought to you by DraftKings. Go use the promo code THPN at sign up for the DraftKings Sportsbook app for exclusive offers, including our NFL offer right now, where any NFL team you pick, if they win, you get $200 in free bets. Go check that out. We got a brand new episode of Catfish on Ice being recorded tonight. It's going to be episode 76. So be sure to check that out as well. Let's get into it with my first quick hitter of the week, and it is our captain, Roman Josi. He is in early Norris Trophy form. If anyone forgot this guy won the Norris Trophy in 2020, they're being quickly reminded that he is once again a top contender for that award in 2022. Just be on the lookout for him. He is currently on a point frenzy right now. 9 points through the first 8 games for the Predators, and he was leading all the league in defensemen in points. Kevin Shattenkirk of the Anaheim Ducks overtook that, but he's also played 2 more games than Roman Josi. Josi is out here just driving the play like we know he does. He's being a leader like this Preds team needs. We can always count on Roman Josi to take charge and do what he's supposed to do as a captain, showing that he's definitely still one of the best defensemen in the league, if not the best. I might be a little biased there. I'm sorry, but I do think he's the best defenseman in the NHL, and he's showing that right now. He's also leading all defensemen tied for in power play points with 5, and he is getting a lot of time right now with Dante Fabro on that top pairing, and it's looking like it's a really good match. I know that for the longest time we thought it was going to be Josi paired with Alexander Carrier, but as the common theme has been all season so far, it's been a lineup that's ever-changing. And going back to this past game, the win over the New York Islanders, we've seen Dante Fabro get that elevated role playing alongside Roman Josi. And Josi seems to really be playing well with Fabro. And so now I'm just interested to see what Roman Josi can do as the season progresses. Can he once again push for a Norris Trophy? I obviously think he can. And through the first 8 games, it looks that way, point per game pace. And he's going to be leaned upon to create goals for this Predators team that really lacks a ton of scoring. They have a lot of great players. They're deep, but they don't have a lot of dynamic goal scorers on this team. It's just the way it goes. And so Roman Josi is going to continue to be counted upon to drive the offense, to make things happen in transition, get those zone entries, set players up, but also be aggressive and score those goals that we've already seen him score this season. Of course, he's a big part of the power play, the resurgent power play that the Preds have been showing. It's been showing steady improvement, which was one of my last quick hitters of last week. So now Roman Josi crashes my quick hitters of the week with his early, very early Norris Trophy form. Roman Josi, you get the first quick hitter of the week. Second quick hitter of the week is the Central Division and how loaded it's going to be once again, as it always is, how cramped it's going to be. And early on in the season, it's looking that way once again. It's really hard to know who is going to be the team, the couple teams who really take over this division. It's going to be close till the end. And really what's throwing everyone off is the Colorado Avalanche and how they have started off the season kind of slow, but at the same time, they seem to be figuring it out as of late. You look at this division right now, you got the St. Louis Blues with 12 points leading the way. Winnipeg Jets, who also started off slow, but they're starting to figure things out as we expected. They're at 10 points. Minnesota's at 10 points. And look at the Nashville Predators. They are early on in 4th place in the division with 10 points with that 3-game winning streak going right now. So now we do our Central Division power rankings called Battle for the Central every Thursday on a new episode of Catfish on Ice. And we are still very much in the belief that the Preds are one of those fringe teams that if they make the playoffs, it's going to be by the skin of their teeth. They're going to come up. They're going to take it down to the end. And as of now, They seem to be right there in there. They've got 8 points. They are fourth place in the division. They are seeming to figure things out each and every game. They seem to be showing improvement. So they are right there tied with the Colorado Avalanche, who also have 8 points. The Dallas Stars, they're throwing some people off here, including myself. They are at 7 points. They do not look very good right now. They just seem to be very ordinary. They don't seem to really amaze you in any way. And they're just not playing the normal defense that they normally play, like the strong defense. And they're also struggling a little bit with goaltender Braden Holtby. I said this when they brought him on. It did not make sense to me. And he's just average. He's not what he used to be. So you're seeing Braden Holtby, you're seeing Anton Khudobin, and they're just not doing enough in goal for the Stars right now. But they're still going to be right in the mix with the Preds, of course, with the Jets, with the Wild. They're all going to be right there. And obviously, we think the Preds are probably going to fall behind the Avalanche. I think the Preds are probably going to fall behind the Winnipeg Jets and maybe even fall behind the Minnesota Wild, even though the Preds did beat the Wild. I still think the Minnesota Wild are a better team. So then you start looking at a team like the Stars. Will that be a team once again that the Preds have to battle with for that last playoff spot possibly? I could definitely see that happening for sure, because I think your top three is still pretty set with either the Blues, obviously, because they're playing so well. You got the Jets, you got the Colorado Avalanche, who I expect to figure it out, and you got the Minnesota Wild. So that pretty much leaves the Dallas Stars and the Preds possibly as two teams once again who are going to have to battle for maybe a wild card spot. We'll see how it goes, but that's what I'm seeing early on right now. And then, of course, to round out this division, you've got the Arizona Coyotes and the Chicago Blackhawks, who are just complete messes right now. Who knows which team's going to end up being worse, but obviously you don't expect them to be anywhere in the mix. Neither one of these teams have won a game yet this season. So there you have it right there. But the division, as it comes down to, is going to be another close race all the way till the end. I do still expect the Colorado Avalanche to figure it out as they're starting to do, and I expect them to win the division. I'm sticking with my prediction here. It's way too early in the season to start writing off a team like that. But it's going to be fun to watch. So that's my second quick hitter of the week. Is the Central Division is once again a clustered, clunky division with a bunch of things right here in the middle, and it's going to be a battle till the end. So it's going to be fun to watch. My third quick hitter of the week, as we start off November 1st here, is the Preds appear to have a lineup they should stick with, and it's kind of nice to see that it's only taken 8 games to hopefully, assuming there's no injuries, of course. It seems like the Preds have the lineup they want to stick with. And it's pretty refreshing to see. You're seeing the top line changed up recently. You saw Matt Duchene, Philip Forsberg, and Ryan Johansson get broken apart. That was the original first line. And now you see Luke Kunin and Eeli Tolvanen on the top line with Ryan Johansson. A very bold move to move up Eeli Tolvanen, who has proven in the past that he can do it, but still a very young player. And then, of course, you see Luke Kunin on the top line. I mean, that's just when the Preds made the draft day trade with Nick Bonino to get Luke Kunin, I did not expect Kunin to be on the top line anytime soon, maybe ever. But he's earned it. Luke Kunin is such a hard-working player out there. He's earned it. You want an igniter, an aggressive player like that on your top line. So I'm all for it, and it seems to be looking good, which made the second line extremely, extremely promising and very, very strong with Philip Forsberg, Mikael Granlund, and Matt Duchene. I mean, come on now. That is a very high-quality second line, a second line that's going to be able to hang with a lot of second lines in this league. You got to love it. Matt Duchene and Philip Forsberg seem to play very well together. You've got Mikael Granlund, who is an outstanding distributor of the puck. And so this line is going to be the line that needs to produce all the offense right here. This is your line to make all your hay, to make all your scoring chances, and to lead this team when it comes offensively speaking, aside from obviously Roman Josi. But this is really where the Preds got to dominate, and it looks good so far. I like what I'm seeing. Let's stick with it. Let's not shake it back up again. Let's let it roll out. Let's see what it can become over 10 or 20 games before we come in there and make another drastic change. And then that means the bottom 6, you get the Herd line moving up to the third line, but they're still together. Colton Sissons, Yakov Trenin, and Tanner Jeannot. Love it. Keep those guys together as long as you can. They play so well together. Tanner Jeannot, 2 goals in the game against the New York Islanders to put his goal total to 4 goals on the season. He is just taking this fan base by storm and is becoming such a fan favorite. Keep that crew together, and that means your fourth line is looking like Nick Cousins, Philip Tomasino, and Tommy Novak. And once again, you've got 2 players playing very well together, Tommy Novak, Philip Tomasino. Love it. Keep it together. I love that fourth line. I love what it can produce with Tomasino being able to continue to get more and more comfortable in his first NHL season. Stick with it. I love it. Defensively speaking, Dante Fabro, as I just mentioned, is getting a lot of experience playing with Roman Josi. It's going to bring out the best in him, hopefully. So that's interesting. And then you see Carrier playing with Ekholm. And please, 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 this third pairing that gives everyone headaches, please keep Mark Borowiecki and Matt Benning in this third pairing role. I know they're not the best. I know it's not what some fans would like to see, but it's way better than the alternative. And you know what the alternative is that I'm talking about. I'm not going to even speak his name. But let's stick with Mark Borowiecki. Let's stick with Matt Benning. Matt Benning played a big role in scoring that tying goal to send it to overtime when he got it to Tanner Jeannot in front of the net. So stick with those 2 on the back end on your third pairing, and I feel really good about it. So once again, the Preds seem to have their lineup figured out for now, as long as we can avoid any major injuries. Knock on wood there, because here in Nashville today, we're really having a hard time with injuries. If you're a Titans fan, you know what I'm talking about. Our king, Derrick Henry, is probably out for the season, and we don't need to add on to that with our Nashville Predators with any catastrophic injuries. And so this is the lineup we want to stick with right now. If moving forward, it looks good right now. And so with that, that is our quick hitters of the week. Again, let me run through it one more time for you. Our quick hitters of the week for the Catfish on Ice. We've got Roman Josi early on looking like he's right back in Norris Trophy form. It's going to be really fun to track his season to see if he can once again get in the conversation for his second career Norris Trophy. I think it's very possible he does that. Second quick hitter of the week is the Central Division is as tight as it always is. It's going to be another cluster. It's going to be another race to the finish. I still think the Avs are the best team in this division. They're going to start figuring it out. Where do the Preds fit in? They're kind of fitting in where a lot of people had them preseason-wise, which is right there on that borderline of possibly being maybe a 5th or a 4th place team, maybe getting a wild card. It seems to be shaping up that way early on. And then, of course, the Preds finally figure out a lineup which I think is going to work for them in the long term and only get better. Let's stick with it. Let's not keep playing this line blender game every game. As long as these players stay healthy, you have your lineup that you need to stick with on a consistent basis, and that is a very refreshing thing to see. Again, this has been Quick Hitters of the Week with the Catfish on Ice podcast. Brand new episode 76 coming to you later this evening, so check that out. We are brought to you by DraftKings, so go use the promo code THPN when you sign up for the DraftKings Sportsbook app. This has been Quick Hitters of the Week. This is Chad Mitten, your host, and we will see you later on when we record episode 76 live on Twitter and on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in.